Today's topic of discussion is about vitamins. We have dealt about fat soluble vitamins in part 1 of our lecture. In today's lecture, we'll be dealing with the water soluble vitamins. So, what are water soluble vitamins? Water soluble vitamins are two in number. They are vitamin B and also vitamin C. So let us know about general characteristics of water-soluble vitamins. These are found in yeast, grain, rice, vegetables, fish and meat. And these are essential coenzymes in energy-releasing mechanisms. They also act as coenzymes in metabolism of proteins, carbohydrates and fats. So please remember that these act as coenzymes in energy-releasing mechanisms. So now let us discuss about vitamin B complex vitamins. Under vitamin B complex, first vitamin is vitamin B1, which is also called as thiamine. So thiamine is also called as anti-beriberi factor or anti-neurotic factor, and also it is called as aneurin. All living organisms use thiamine, but it is synthesized only in bacteria, fungi and plants. Coming to the dietary sources of vitamin B1, vitamin B1 rich foods are baked beans, beetroot, sunflower seeds, capsicum, fish and also breads. Now let us study about the daily requirement of vitamin B1. It usually varies in different individuals at different age groups. In men it is 1.3 mg per day, in women it is 1.0 mg per day, whereas in pregnancy and lactation it is 2 mg per day, and in children it is 1.1 mg per day. Now let us know in detail about mechanism of action of vitamin B1. So let us look into this picture for the better understanding of the mechanism of action. Thymine monophosphate will result in the formation of the thymine under the enzymatic activity of thymine monophosphatase. This thymine gets converted to thymine pyrophosphate under the enzymatic activity of thymine pyrophosphokinase. So the thymine pyrophosphate, which is formed from the thymine, is finally forming the thymine triphosphate, which is helpful in the enzymatic reactions. So this reaction is catalyzed by thymine triphosphosynthase. So this thymine triphosphate under the enzymatic activity of the thymine triphosphatase is again forming thymine pyrophosphate. So this thymine pyrophosphate will again get converted to thymine monophosphate, and this is under the enzymatic activity of the thymine pyrophosphatase. So from thymine monophosphate, thymine is formed. From thymine, thymine pyrophosphate is formed. From thymine pyrophosphate, thymine triphosphate is formed, which is an active metabolite of vitamin B1 involved in several enzymatic reactions. So let us see in which enzymatic reactions does the thymine involve. From the conversion of the pyruvate to the acetyl coenzyme A, thymine acts as a cofactor along with the pyruvate dehydrogenase, and this formed acetyl CoA enters the Krebs cycle, and there also thymine acts as a cofactor with the alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. So this thymine is acting as a cofactor with several enzymes so that the metabolic reaction will take place. That was all about mechanism of action, and now let us discuss about the functions of vitamin B1. There are varied functions of vitamin B1. It helps in converting the carbohydrate to the energy, and it also maintains the healthy nervous system. It also maintains the healthy mucous membrane. It is also helpful in treating the beriberi, which is an important deficiency of the vitamin B1. So what is beriberi? Beriberi is caused by vitamin B1 deficiency. So beriberi is of two types, that is dry beriberi and wet beriberi. So what is dry beriberi? Dry beriberi is a thymine deficiency with the nervous involvement. Please remember, dry beriberi is the nervous involvement. So what is wet beriberi? It is a thymine deficiency with a cardiovascular involvement. So please remember, dry beriberi is a nervous involvement, wet beriberi is a cardiovascular involvement. So now let us look at the symptoms of the dry beriberi. So dry beriberi includes confusion, and it also includes inability to speak, and we can also see the wrist drop. Apart from this, we can also see the great weakness in the patients, and also we can see the foot drop. And also they tend to experience the painful and also the tender muscles. They also experience numbness of feet, and they also have the burning or the tingling sensation. Apart from this, there is a loss of tendon reflexes. And final characteristic symptom is emaciation, which means extreme weight loss due to the loss of the subcutaneous fat and muscle throughout the body. So this was all about dry beriberi. Now let us discuss about the wet beriberi. As we have discussed earlier, that wet beriberi is something concerned with the cardiovascular involvement. So they tend to have the pedal edema. Apart from this, the heart of the wet beriberi patients is quite enlarged when compared to the normal individuals. Now let us discuss about the deficiency symptoms of the vitamin B1. Symptoms include heart rate variability, muscle weakness, digestive issues, chronic stress, shortness of breath, blurry vision, fatigue and irritability. Coming to the next B complex vitamin, that is vitamin B2, also called as riboflavin. So riboflavin, the word is derived from the two sources. Those are ribose and also flavin. So what is ribose? Ribose means mini ribose sugar found in several vitamins. So what is flavin? Flavin means yellow. So now let us discuss about the dietary sources of vitamin B2. So vitamin B2 rich foods are papaya, eggs, liver, beans, cheese and also carrot leaves. And now coming to the daily requirement of the vitamin B2, it usually varies in different individuals at different age groups. In men it is 1.5 mg, in women it is 1.2 mg, whereas in pregnancy and lactation it varies around 2 to 2.3 mg, and finally in children it is 1.3 mg. Now let us discuss in detail about the mechanism of action of the vitamin B2. So if we can see in this picture, riboflavin under the enzymatic activity of flavokinase gets converted to FMN, that is also called as flavin mononucleotide. This FMN gets converted to FAD, flavin adenine dinucleotide, under the enzymatic activity of FAD synthetase. Such formed FMN and FAD are the important active metabolites of the riboflavin. So the active metabolites of riboflavin, that are FMN and FAD, they are involved in several enzymatic reactions such as redox reactions. This is regarded as activation or stabilization of the client flavoenzymes. Now let us discuss about degradation. FAD gets converted to the FMN under the enzymatic activity of FAD pyrophosphatase. This FMN gets converted to riboflavin under the enzymatic activity of FMN phosphatase. So from FAD again the riboflavin is formed. So this is called as degradation. So during biosynthesis, active metabolites FMN and FAD are formed. During degradation, from the FMN and FAD riboflavin is formed back. So please remember one thing, FMN and FAD are the active metabolites. So now let us discuss about the functions of vitamin B2. So the functions include vitamin B2 is involved in maintaining the healthy skin and the healthy hair. Vitamin B2 improves the symptoms of migraine. It boosts the immune system. It is also helpful in the healthy fetal development. It also maintains the proper energy levels. It is also useful in the growth of the muscles. It is also helpful in anemia. Vitamin B2 also protects the nervous system. Coming to the deficiency symptoms of vitamin B2 deficiency results in varied symptoms. So it includes corneal vascularization. Apart from this, we can see dermatitis. We also tend to see glossitis of the tongue. We also tend to see chelosis on the edges of the lips. Apart from this, anemia and erythroid hypoplasia are also seen. Coming to the next vitamin B complex vitamin, that is vitamin B3, which is also called as niacin. It is regarded as a precursor of the coenzyme NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Coming to the daily requirement of vitamin B3, it usually varies in different individuals and different age groups. So in men it is 17 mg, in women it is 13 mg. In pregnancy and lactation, it varies from 12 to 15 mg. Finally, coming to the children, it is 15 mg per day. Coming to the dietary sources of vitamin B3 sources include whole grain bread, cereals, almonds, mushroom, tomato, carrot, eggs, spinach and also poultry. Coming to the mechanism of action of the niacin, if you can see in this picture, niacin decreases the free fatty acids release. So niacin, as it is decreasing the free fatty acid release, it will decrease the triglyceride synthesis in the liver. So niacin is decreasing the triglyceride synthesis in the liver, which results in the decreased VLDL, that is called as very low density lipoprotein, which further results in the decreased LDL, which is called as low density lipoprotein. So niacin decreases the VLDL and LDL. So VLDL and LDL are not good for the body. So niacin is decreasing them. So whenever this VLDL and LDL are decreased, it results in increased HDL. HDL means high density lipoproteins, which are good for the body. So niacin is increasing the good cholesterol in the body. After the mechanism of action, now let us study about the functions of the niacin. Niacin has got varied functions. Firstly, it is essential for the DNA synthesis, and it is also essential for the production of the estrogen, progesterone and testosterone, and it is necessary for maintaining the healthy skin, nerves and digestive system, and it also helps to detoxify the body, and it also improves the arthritis. Now coming to the deficiency symptoms, it results in diarrhea, dementia, dermatitis. If untreated, it leads to death. Coming to the next vitamin B complex vitamin, that is vitamin B5, also called as pantothenic acid. This was discovered by Roger J. Williams in 1919. It is derived from Greek word pantos, meaning everywhere. It is a part of a coenzyme. It is essential for the metabolism of carbohydrate, fat and protein metabolism. Now coming to the daily requirement usually varies for different individuals of different age groups. For men it is 10 mg, for women it is 10 mg, whereas for children it is 5.5 mg per day. Now coming to the dietary sources, the sources include eggs, cauliflower, mushrooms, corn, avocado, yogurt, sweet potato and broccoli. Now coming to the mechanism of action of pantothenic acid, it is a precursor of coenzyme A and acts as a cofactor in various enzymatic reactions. So it acts as a cofactor in oxidative metabolism of carbohydrates, and also it involves in degradation of fatty acids, and it is also involved in the synthesis of the steroid hormones. Talking about the mechanism of action in detail, pantothenoate gets converted to 4-phosphopantothenate. From this, 4-phospho-N-pantothenoyl cysteine is formed, from which 4-phosphopantothene is formed. From this, D-phospho-CoA is formed. Finally, coenzyme A is formed. So this formed coenzyme A is an active metabolite and is involved in various enzymatic reactions. Now coming to the functions of vitamin B5, it has got varied functions. It is an essential vitamin for cell metabolism. It also improves the cholesterol metabolism. It accelerates the wound healing. It is also called as anti-stress factor, and it has also got a role in release of energy from sugars, starches and fats. Now coming to the deficiency of vitamin B5 deficiency symptoms include depression, vomiting and insomnia, burning feet syndrome, headache, fatigue and irritability, intestinal disturbances, stomach pains and numbness of the hands and the feet. Coming to the next vitamin B complex vitamin called as vitamin B6, which is also called as pyridoxine. Its active form is pyridoxal 5-phosphate, which serves as a cofactor. Coming to the daily requirement of vitamin B6, for men and women it is 2 mg, for children it is 1.7 mg, whereas for infants 0.1 to 0.4 mg. Coming to the dietary sources include sunflower seeds, potato, banana, walnuts, meats and fortified breads. Now coming to the mechanism of action, biologically active forms of vitamin B6 are pyridoxal phosphate and pyridoxamine phosphate. So firstly, pyridoxine under the enzymatic activity of dehydrogenase is forming the pyridoxal. So this pyridoxal under enzymatic activity of pyridoxal kinase is forming the pyridoxal phosphate, which is an active form of the vitamin B6. So pyridoxal phosphate is forming from the pyridoxine. So if you can say in this picture, pyridoxine gets converted to pyridoxine phosphate, from which pyridoxal phosphate is formed. This gets converted to pyridoxal. On the other hand, pyridoxal phosphate gets converted to pyridoxamine phosphate, from which finally pyridoxamine is formed. So in this reaction, biologically active forms of vitamin B6, pyridoxal phosphate and pyridoxamine phosphate are formed from the pyridoxine. After the mechanism of action, let us discuss about the functions of the vitamin B6. Firstly, it maintains the normal nerve function. It also makes the antibodies. It's also helpful in synthesis of the hemoglobin. It is also promoting the RBC production. It also maintains the normal blood sugar levels. Coming to the deficiency symptoms of vitamin B6, they include sore and glossy tongue, cracked and sore lips, and also skin rashes. Coming to the next B complex vitamin, that is vitamin B7, also called as biotin. It is also called as vitamin H or coenzyme R. It acts as a coenzyme for carboxylase enzymes. Please remember this point, biotin, vitamin B7 acts as a coenzyme for carboxylase enzymes. Coming to the daily requirement of vitamin B7, for men and women it is 100 to 200 micrograms. For children it is 50 to 200 micrograms, whereas for infants it is 35 micrograms. Coming to the dietary source of biotin, biotin-rich foods include egg yolk, oats, wheat germ, white mushrooms and spinach. Now let us discuss about the mechanism of action of the biotin. Please remember that biotin, vitamin B7, is something to do with the carboxylase enzymes. So if you can see in this picture, dietary supply of biotin, that biotin under the enzymatic activity of the holocarboxylase synthetase gets converted to the holocarboxylases. So these holocarboxylases are involved in the protein catabolism, fatty acid synthesis, and also gluconeogenesis. So this holocarboxylases gets converted to biocytin, from which again the biotin is formed. So this is regarded as a cyclical process, and this was all about mechanism of action. Now let us discuss about functions of the biotin. It is involved in the varied functions. Firstly, it maintains the macronutrient metabolism, and also it is essential for the healthy skin and also the mucous membrane. It also maintains the normal hair. It's also responsible for normal physiological functions and normal nervous system functions. Now coming to the next B complex vitamin, that is vitamin B9, also called as folic acid. It is also known as folacin or folate. It is an yellow crystalline substance. Coming to the daily requirement of the folic acid, in babies it varies from 65 to 80 micrograms, whereas in children it is 150 to 300 micrograms, whereas in older children and adults it is 400 micrograms per day. Coming to the dietary sources, they include fortified bread, cereals, rice, beans, orange juice and spinach. Coming to the mechanism of action of the folic acid, so if you can see in this picture, folic acid from the fortified foods is an unmetabolized form of the folic acid, which is getting converted to dihydrofolate. From this dihydrofolate, tetrahydrofolate is formed. Usually in the green leafy vegetables, we usually get this tetrahydrofolate. So from tetrahydrofolate, methyl tetrahydrofolate is formed, from which finally methyl folate is formed, which is the active metabolite of the folic acid, which is involved in various enzymatic reactions in the body. So this was all about the mechanism of action of the folic acid. Now let us discuss about the functions of the folic acid. It has got varied functions. It is helpful in the formation of the RBC. It is helpful in DNA synthesis. It is also helpful in neurotransmitter formation. It is also an important nutrient in pregnancy. It's also involved in growth and division of all the body cells. Now coming to the deficiency symptoms. Deficiency symptoms include unexplained fatigue, anemia, and also muscle weakness. Coming to the last B complex vitamin, that is called as vitamin B12, also called as cobalamin. It is regarded as a complex organomatrix compound. It is also a cobalt containing porphyrin. Coming to the daily recommendations of the vitamin B12, in children it is 1.2 micrograms, in adults it is 2.4 micrograms, whereas in pregnancy it is 2.6 micrograms per day. Coming to the dietary source of vitamin B12, they include eggs, milk, fish, cheese, curd, and also meats. Coming to the mechanism of action of vitamin B12, in vitamin B12 there is one reactive bond. That reactive bond is CCO bond. The reactive CCO bond of B12 coenzyme participates in 3 types of reactions. So in these 3 types of reactions, enzymes involved are isomerases, methyltransferases, and also dehalogenases. Now what is the job of isomerases? They usually rearrange the hydrogen atom from one substrate molecule to the other substrate molecule. Now methyltransferases, they transfer the methyl group from the substrate molecule. The dehalogenases remove the hydrogen atom from the substrate molecule. So the reactive CCO bond of vitamin B12 coenzyme participates in these 3 types of reactions involving these 3 types of enzymes. Coming to the functions of vitamin B12, it is involved in varied functions. It is essential for RBC production. It also promotes the growth, and it also improves the nervous concentration, memory, and also the balance. Coming to the deficiency symptoms of vitamin B12, deficiency symptoms include infertility, hypothyroidism, depression, cognitive decline, low energy, and also numbness. Apart from this, pernicious anemia, vitamin B12 deficiency is due to the lack of intrinsic factor in the stomach. Due to the lack of intrinsic factor, vitamin B12 cannot be absorbed in the stomach. So this is called as pernicious anemia. Now coming to the vitamin C, last water-soluble vitamin. Vitamin C is the most powerful antioxidant. It is also called as antibiotic vitamin. Coming to the daily requirement of vitamin C, men and women require 70 to 90 mg. Children require 40 mg, pregnancy and lactation it is 80 mg per day. Coming to the dietary source of vitamin C, primary natural sources of vitamin C are in the animal products, liver, dairy products and milk.
Plant products include citrus fruits, tomatoes, and also green leafy vegetables. Coming to the mechanism of action of vitamin C, mechanism of action of vitamin C is attributed to the chemopreventive action. This chemopreventive action is attributed to two of its functions. Firstly, it scavenges the free radicals and reactive oxygen molecules, and also it prevents the formation of the carcinogens from the precursor compounds. So vitamin C main action is by its antioxidant properties scavenging the free radicals and also preventing the formation of the carcinogens. Now coming to the functions of the vitamin C is regarded as antioxidant, anti-cancer agent, antimicrobial agent and also anti-tumor agent. And it has also got a role in immunocompetence. It is also regarded as anti-proliferative agent, anti-diabetic agent, anti-radiating agent and also it is involved in antisepsis. Now coming to the deficiency symptoms of the vitamin C deficiency symptoms include scurvy, dry and splitting hair, fatigue, frequent nosebleeds, weakened immune system, swollen joints, slow wound healing, dry and scaly skin, easy bruising, gingivitis, bleeding and swollen gums. So this was all about the topic vitamins, and thank you.